We're rats. We're the rats. We pray at night. We stalk at night. We're the rats.
Hello and welcome to SOVL. SOVL is a fantastical strategy battle game which pitches two fantastical armies against one another with, you know, your standard rank and file soldiers and archers, and also some big monsters running around, so a lot of fun. For anyone who has any familiarity with Warhammer Fantasy Battles or anything along those lines, you'll be right at home. For those who don't, you'll pick it up very quickly. It's a simple game to understand. So as you saw from the title and thumbnail, we'll be playing through as the Ratkin Clans this time. In our previous run through, we played the Minotaur Lord, who's the ultimate embodiment of a big brick shithouse that just punches things. So we're going to go with a magic rat this time, the Ratkin Warlock. I'll go over what his special properties are in a moment. So we'll be playing difficulty 5, which is crucial because that's the one that allows enemies to rally. And it kind of changes the mechanics of the game. So for our starting unit, we know that the Ratkin Warlock comes with a unit of slingers. So they're not great, I'll explain what they do in a moment, but effectively a ranged unit. So what we really want is a melee unit to complement so we don't get overwhelmed by enemy melee forces. The long rifles are cool, but they're not really going to serve our purposes here in this instance. So what we're going to do is we're going to take either the conscripts or the legionaries. And of the two, I would prefer the conscripts because the legionaries are more elite, but they're a smaller number of them, and the conscripts are just a big brick of low order infantry to soak fire. And for our second choice, we're going to take the Ratkin Monstrosity, so a big, hideous, monstrous creature stomping down the flanks. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's our starting army. Embark. So here's the campaign map. Now what we're going to want to aim to do as we go through is we want to take as many fights as possible. So I'll explain the legend here and what we're going to be doing. So we'll move left to right through the campaign, going through the stopping points. Each of them represents something else. So cross swords are a battle in which your army faces an enemy army. You're rewarded with gold and experience for your troops, and either you can take healing or additional gold, depending on how well you do. The dice with question marks covering them are random events. Difficult to describe what they are. There's a smorgasbord of things they could be. So you could come across a holy lake which bestows a blessing upon you, or a pack of wild monsters rampaging around that you need to subdue, things like that. Armories are the equivalent of shops, so you can use them to buy new units with the gold you've amassed or upgrade the ones you already have. Elite battles, so these kind of sword and pommels here are the same as regular battles but harder, in exchange rewarding you with more gold. And then the tents here are campsites where you don't receive gold as you would from the battles, but instead you receive healing and then the addition of experience or a second round of healing. So you would use the campsites if your army's kind of getting its teeth kicked in quite bad and you need to replenish yourself. Otherwise you want to avoid them because you can obviously get gold from the other ones and you want to amass as much gold as possible, thereby building your army and allowing yourself to snowball. So we'll try and avoid those. We kind of have a look at our path here, we can game out, and then of course the boss at the end, to figure out where we want to go. We've got to go through a random event at the start here no matter what we do, so just a question of after that. The top here gets us stuck on that campsite, which is not ideal, so I think we'll come down here. And once we do, we get to there. We will have to go through another one, but then fine, we can take 2 fights. So I think that approach is we get an elite and we can take the minimum number. A couple random events to spice things up. I suppose if we're really doing badly, we can go down there and try and heal. So here's our army. So Riskit the Plague Bringer, our Ratkin Warlock, charming there. All of these names are interchangeable, so if you have something that you think could maybe use a bit better, so Skullhorn here is not exactly a grammatically correct name. Let's just tweak that, for instance, there. We can call him Skullhorn. I don't think his mother named him that. So I think somebody else called him. Here we have a Warlock. They're accompanying slingers, so this is a ranged unit. They have sling stones there. They're pretty terrible, which is kind of the price you pay for what the Warlock can do, which I'll go over in a minute, and a brick of conscripts to kind of hold the front line. Go into our first battle. Our first battle against the Shambling Host. This is going to be undead, effectively. So we rolled there at the top there, so they got a 5, I got a 3. They're going first, which is fine by me in this instance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just stack my guys over here, so that Ratkin Monstrosity on the flank, so he's quite quick, so he can get around. Slings to support, and then these just to distract the enemy. So we're facing 2 units of skeleton warriors and dire orbs. Before they come, we're not particularly concerned about them, so I'm just going to send my conscripts forward to kind of be in the way. There's the other one. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these. So the X and C keys are the most crucial ones in this game. See what I'm doing. The X key will reveal your charge range. So this is my movement, and if there was any enemy within here at the end of the turn, I would be able to charge them in the next turn. Simultaneously, the C key is the same for the enemy, so you want to avoid, if you don't want to be engaged in combat, you want to stay out of this because they're a charge on you. If you hold the Shift key while you do the X, so you can see your ranged capacity. So this is a ranged unit, it's got slings that can throw rocks. Anything in there is what I can hit. So if I stop here, for instance, and I try and shoot something, I can't actually reach. So what you can do, you can hold the key while you kind of move up, and you can see, so now I've just got into range, so we'll stop. I can now reach the walls. It says 5+, what does that mean? Long range. So when determining, if I did throw my stones at them, you have to roll dice to determine if you hit. So in this case, we've got 14 slingers, and they've got a skill of 3. So to determine the hit roll when shooting, you take the number 7, and then you subtract your skill. So 7 minus 3 is 4, we would need 4+ to hit. But it's been reduced to 5+ because of -1 long range. What is that? What do I mean by 4+ and 5+? Well, it means that if you rolled a 6-sided dice, only on the roll of a 5 or 6 at 5+ would the roll actually succeed. So you'd only hit 1/3 of the time. It represents that slingers aren't very accurate. It's just we're getting away with kind of mass shooting fire to try and do damage. So before I do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Risk It spell to try and give us a better chance. So it's Hex of Ruin. Target unit has -3 defense until the end of the turn. That's fantastic. So the enemy dogs here have a defense of 3, and our slings have a woeful power of 2. So if I shot them now, they'd have a pretty good save. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compromise their defense, Hex of Ruin, and then I'm going to shoot at them. So we don't do great in hitting. So we kill 2 of them, fine. And we're just going to stand there. They're going to come forward, which is fine. That gives us a chance to flank them with our monstrosity, like that. So when you look at an enemy unit, and indeed my units, all units have 4 facings, a front, 2 flanks, and a rear. Getting into the enemy's flanks and rear has a lot of benefits. I'll kind of go over them in a moment, so we'll stop there. So the combat phase, there are no combats, you can wrap back around to the charge phase. So they went first, so they get to declare a charge first, so their dogs are going to get onto my slingers. That's really bad for us, because this is a terribly fragile unit that can't stand up to combat. The reason I was happy to do that, however, is because I managed to get the Ratkin Monstrosity into their flank. So one of the big benefits to charging enemy's flank is that your charge counts as an intercept charge. So they're going in, that has the effect of stopping any enemy charges they declare. They can't charge anything when they're being intercepted. So in we go, confirm. The enemy get to go first, they're going to start milling their way over here. We're not that fast, we're not going to get there, so we're just going to move forward. So the other thing is that -1 long range is for anything that's more than half your maximum distance away. What if I do? If I get quite close, I can get close enough that I get into short range. It's now 7 -3, which is exactly 4, so we hit on 4s. I think we hit perfectly average. Start picking off the skeleton warriors here. Done. We'll conserve our Hex of Ruin for when it's more useful later. They want to engage me here. I'm not going to let them. I'm going to just run straight by, get out of there. The reason I'm going to let them is going to wait for the monstrosity to tie this. Okay, so going into this combat. Now for melee, the hit roll works slightly differently, where it compares skill versus skill. So it's not 7-. So in this case, we have equal skill, 3 and 3, so we're hitting on 4+. So any roll of a 4, 5, or 6, or 50% of the time you'll hit, it represents the 2 combatants having effectively equal skills, so they hit 50% of the time. The other benefit that we're getting from is reroll failures. That's due to the Ratkin Monstrosities Frenzy ability. So for the first round of combat, he gets the reroll. So he gets 6 attacks hitting on 4s, but if he fails any of them, he'll get to roll again to try and convert them into successes. So we get 4 hits, which becomes 6 out of 6 hits. Fantastic. And then I'll explain what that is when the dice stops, just for a moment. Okay, so that was our hit roll there. We got all of our hits. The enemy then got to try and roll a save. So there's a saving roll. Now, for saving, it'll compare power versus defense. So our power in this case is 7 because we're 6 base and we went up to 7 because we charged with claws and they give you +1 power. So 7 -3 means that the enemy can only save on a 6+, meaning only the 6s count as successes, even the 5s fail. They take 5. This happens when power is 3 or more greater than the enemy defense. It effectively represents the power being completely over and above what the enemy defense can possibly handle and just smash right through them. So there's only 3 of them that take 5 wounds, they're all dead. They then hit me back. One of the other benefits to charging an enemy in the side is that they can't hit you with all of their attacks, only the one that's engaging you there on the side can. So a single dog with 2 attacks hit me. They have 2 attacks, they hit on 3s, so they have 1 and 4, they get 1 hit, and then they're power 4 and defense 6. So my defense is superior to their power, so I save on a 3+. A 3, 4, 5, or 6 succeed, and a 1 or 2 fail. So I roll a 1, I take a 5, but they're all dead in exchange. No charges, because we're going to set up some more beneficial ones in a moment. Forward they come. Rather easy to see that was happening. What I'll do is I'll continue to have these dance around. I'm going to put this over here. It's very quick, the Ratkin. It's so quick I might be able to get into the back arc of this unit. In fact, I definitely can get to the back arc of that unit. So the way charging whichever facing, you don't have to be entirely in there, as long as the majority of your unit is within that facing. So clearly the majority of the monstrosities in their rear, and I can see them, so I'll be able to declare that charge. They're going to turn. We're never going to let them touch us because we can just keep stalling for time here. Like that, and get out of the way. It makes it easy to run away next turn. And here what we'll probably want to do is get the... We're not going to be able to escape effectively. So what we'll do instead is we'll get the slingers to get into the side of it. And it's going to be hard with this annoying building in the way. It might be easier for us to get to the side up here instead. It's going to be a nuisance. They've positioned rather well. I can't see them if I go that far. No, I need to go further back so you can kind of look at, so I can see them there. I don't think that's quite side charge. This is going to be annoying. Can't get to where I want here, annoyingly. I can just move. Oh, piece of cake. I didn't realise I could move so far. There you go. So I'm majority side. Yes, they can see me, but again, because we're going to flank them with the Ratkin Monstrosity, we don't actually care. In fact, we can just go whole hog and just completely ignore them. Like that. We'll take the opportunity to shoot them while we can. Why not? Kill 2 more. And we'll save our Hexarune for when we go in. Okay, so they're going to declare a charge on me, but again, we're going to put a stop to it. And then we're going to put these on the side so we can really hammer them. Annoyingly, these skeleton warriors to ignore my conscripts. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get in their way and hit them in the back. I would have rather just kept dancing around them, but this will have to do. Now we have one more. The reason I can activate this, I can't shoot into combat, but I can still use spells. So the Hexarune is still active. Then, do we want to use Hexarune here? Their defense 3. It would help massively with the amount of damage my slings can do, but it won't matter at all for this. I think I will, just so we can get through them in one turn, make them 0 and just hack through them, no problem. There you go. So Brisket gets to hit first. He's got 2 attacks with better skill because he's skill 2, so hits once, and they're only defense 0, so he just kills the skeleton. The slingers hit 6 times because superior skill, and because I've reduced them to 0, they get 4 saves. They do very well hitting back, and they kill 2 of us, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. And then the Monstrosity has superior skill now, so it's 3 plus re-rolling. So oh, that's dreadfully average. That's not average rolling at all. So annoyingly, because so many of them hold on, we didn't do very well there. Zombies on skeletons don't run away. They don't get scared. Rather, they just they lose 1 to 3 extra guys. So they would. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just suck this up and do this instead. I'm gonna be stuck there in combat for a bit. Yeah, but we're gonna have no problem killing them now. You can hold the spacebar like I'm doing now to kind of speed this up a bit. I lose an extra slinger, and yeah, the Ratkin just, that's very, very unlucky to only get 2 hits with the reroll. They are conscripts. Hit and kill only a single skeleton. They rolled very well in their save there, but they still lose. They lose 1 more, and then they're going to turn around and hit me. Okay, we have no charges because we can't see them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the Ratkin around so we can hit them in the back. And I guess I could put these into the side, why not? Just speed things up a bit. Can't shoot into combat, so nothing we can do there. So I'll probably lose some conscripts here, but it's what they're for, they just take damage. Lots of attacks, because they get, as they're a spear and shield unit, they get to fight in 3 ranks rather than 2. So I take some casualties, which is not surprising, they're pretty fragile. We lose 3 more, so just 5 left. Tidy this up here, so in we go. I didn't bother sending them because they're routing this turn, so even if we did nothing, the enemy would just pack it in and give up at this point. 2 more conscripts die, and yeah, 6 of 6. Oh, that wouldn't have been great. Just squashes 5 of them. Victory achieved. So after you win a fight, you get the victory screen, at which point you can see the casualties you sustained, you get experience, and you get some guys back. So the reason I was unconcerned about the Monstrosity taking a wound is that you always heal at least 1 with single entity units, so losing 1 wound is effectively the equivalent of losing 0 wounds, so you're still 6 of 6. So you have a choice between either healing or taking extra gold when you're full HP, well, do not just take all the extra gold. For these units, I think they're perfectly fine as they are. They're good away, so we're just going to spam gold for now. Building up a lot of gold at the start is a good way to try and snowball the campaign. Interesting, we can select, we can have another monster running around with us. It's not a bad idea. It will mean when we come to the first shop, we're not going to have gold to afford our own unit, which is fine, because we can just pick one up now and get some upgrades. So, yeah, let's just have a giant. Why not? So we have 2 big monsters in our army now, crushing down the flanks. The reason I say we won't be able to afford a unit is because the game increases the cost of new units relative to how many you currently have. So it's a way of controlling you, make sure you don't get too powerful. So the more you have, the more expensive it becomes. So buying one here means we're pretty much assuredly not going to be affording one later, but fine. So they're going to have an annoying unit of archers probably tucked somewhere at the back there, so I'm just going to spread ourselves out a bit and see if I can... No, it's actually goblin wolf riders all over the place. So they've come forward. They might have come forward. I think they've made a bad mistake there, because they've come so far forward and I'm so fast. I can then flank them into their side like that. This one less so. They're a bit more of a nuisance to get to. What I might do instead is I might stall here with the giant. We can be a bit clever here. So the way cover works, so we have to train here. The enemy can't, they can see into it, but they can't see past it. So they won't actually be able to declare anything on them if I just move like this. So I'm going to get myself ready so that next turn I can effectively spring forward. Get there as fast as possible, try and get around into their flank. I'm going to stop there. This silly little unit of goblin mobs we don't care about. I'm just going to shoot. I'm going to make sure we're not in their charge range, like so. Quickly clear. We'll start taking wounds off of these wolf riders. 1 wound. They have 2 wounds each, so they haven't actually killed one yet. Done a casualty. It's fine. And then this conscript can go, sure, just run up here and start getting in the way of the goblin mob. They're pretty equal. In fact, their statistics are almost exactly equal. They just have 1 less discipline than I do. Okay, so charges, they have none, but I'm going to take this nice flank they offered us to us. So the enemy had wildly superior maneuverability to us with their, effectively, what are cavalry units. But they completely threw it away by mispositioning. Okay, so they've done what I wanted them to. They've not positioned very well here. This annoying wood is actually going to get mine. I'm going to have to go around the long way here. Out. Should I do this precisely? No. I guess. Very good. So the reason I had to touch the woods because I was coming across the same problem where if you're touching them, you can see past them and therefore declare your charge, which is fine. So that I can see them. Just go forward a bit. Clearly see them. I'm the majority side arc. They can't see me to declare a charge. So they scuppered that. So I'm going to get another flank there, which is excellent. They're going to waste their time trying and failing to catch this unit of conscripts forever. Get around them. And here, the giant can probably mop that up pretty easily. So I'm just going to come over here and start hitting his annoying goblin mob. Yes, I have Hex of Ruin. There's absolutely no point in using it because this is already going to be power 7 versus defense 3, so it doesn't get any better. Likewise over here, it's the exact same position, there'll be 7 versus 3, so I might as well just use Hex of Ruin on this, cripple their defense, and start shooting into them more effectively. Reduce their saves to lower. So over here, should be a relatively easy round of combat for our Monstrosity. Equal skill, so 4s, we hit every time, the first time anyway, just showing off now, doing 5 wounds immediately. They hit back, they hit once, and I'll save. So this is the inverse. So in the same way where power is 3 or more than defense, they can only save a 6. When defense is 3 or more than power, your save improves all the way to 2+. So a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 will succeed. Only a 1 fail. Yeah, we roll a 3, we're fine. That's to represent defense being way over and above the enemies who powering the enemy attack. They just bounce off of you effectively. Turn 3. So we'll have our giant do the same now. Confirm. In you go. Smash. They're wasting their time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them there. I'm going to hope that they waste their time turning around, because then what I can do next turn is I can put the monstrosity into their rear. Here, just shoot them again. I mean, there's no point in conserving Hex of Ruin for anything. We know it won't make any difference mathematically here, so yeah, just reduce and shoot them again. 5 more dead. And the giant's not going to be quite as consistent because he doesn't benefit. He has better stats. He's got more wounds. He's got more discipline. He's fearless, things like that. But he doesn't have the rerolls. So if you get a bad hit roll, we did okay. but then everything else will be get to squash. They can't really do any damage back, and if they do, same proposition, it's 3 versus 6, so don't roll a 1, you're fine. Yeah, goblins have terrible discipline, so once you lose a combat, unlike the undead we were dealing with earlier, you have to roll a discipline check, so it's whatever your discipline minus whatever you lost by. So yeah, goblins don't tend to, they're not very brave goblins as you may imagine, they tend to just pack it in and run away at the first sign of trouble. So we're going to put our monstrosity into their rear, you advance and hit them in the back. Another 2, sure, why not? I'm not going to bother moving the conscripts out of the way because we needn't care, this is just going to take care of it for us. In we go. So we'll just hold the spacebar button down now to skip the strategic phase because we're not fussed, and hold space here while we squash them. Oh, 1 survived, look at that, how you have to roll a 0 on 2 dice to stay in combat, but he survived. Valiant little goblin, well done. Well, I say that, it's just that all of his friends got eaten and he happened to get away with it. So we have a couple more levels, so yeah, we've now amassed enough experience that our soldiers are beginning to level, so the conscripts have leveled up. And you get a choice of how you want to upgrade them. So unit size is what you imagine, you can just get up to 20 guys. I'll pick that up later, but for now we're fine on 15. They're not really damage dealers. So what I'll probably do is increase their skill. So if they do get into combat, we go from 3 to 4. It helps us get things like hit rolls and doing more damage and things like that. And then the monstrosity also leveled. Okay, so discipline I rarely ever take. The reason being is that the only occasion you would rely on discipline is if you lost a combat and you need to roll a rally check. But you don't want to be playing the game in such a way that you're losing combats anyway. So you only pick that up if everything else was completely pointless. Replenishment is if you're taking a lot of wounds when you take the healing. So if you took a healing option, you would get more back. Again, you don't particularly want to be playing the game in such a way that you're having to take so many wounds you need that. So just go with the extra attack. It's fantastic. It's useful against every target, and it's obviously synergizes great with his frenzy ability. So do a lot of damage. They're full HP, take the gold. They're full HP, take the gold. And these are honestly doing perfectly fine as they are. They're combat effective, so we'll just take more cash, which will help us as we come to our first armory. Right, so we can, well, in theory, we could just about buy a unit. I'm not going to. I'd rather take upgrades for the things I have, because there are some very good upgrades here. Ah, it's a shame. I really like Primal Fury. It's pretty impressive. Well, it allows... Primal Fury would be an amazing... it would synchronize well with the Giant, because it would give him reroll attack rolls that he currently lacks, and it makes him power 8, which is amusing in case he encountered defense 5 stuff. Putrid Stench is also an amazing upgrade, which means such that our monsters here, any enemies that attack them have to re-roll their hit rolls. So I could just buy both of these, which would be great. Like, that would be fantastic, but I would have to forego Primal Fury. So I could do one and not the other. I'd probably go, yeah, I think that's a decent idea. I'll take Primal Fury, so I can massively improve our Giants' combat effectiveness. And there's like make your units faster, make them harder to hit from range things. So we'll go over that later. So yeah, that's a spell that I'm effectively buying. And then down here, I'll purchase one of these Putrid Stenches because they're really good. Who do you think? So on the Monstrosity or on the Giant? Probably the Monstrosity. The reason being is that the Giant has 8 wounds and it can take a lot more punishment. So I'd rather that the Monstrosity have the reroll there, so we'll give it to them. So a little bit of help for both of them there. And we have a little bit of cash left over, 62. We can either save it, can't quite afford it, but we can buy the Giant ability for him to learn how to pick up rocks and throw them at people. Can't afford it yet, we're 3 gold short, but so instead we'll have a look at our banners. We would probably want, of these options, banners of swiftness are the best. They allow you to move faster, which is great. So yeah, why not? Let's just make those conscripts. They're doing a lot of running around and kiting the enemy, so making them faster is a good idea. So yeah, I went with... We bought our effectively 1 unit earlier with Giant, and that was just an upgrade run, so to make these a bit more effective. Now facing a bandit gang. This is where that +1 power might come in clutch, because we're going to face our first heavily armoured unit, a unit of knights, quite tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on the flanks. They'll come... Well, if we think about this, they'll probably put their knights on the flanks, and then they'll run them headlong into whatever's kind of I put here. So if we're a bit clever, we might actually put our conscripts on the side so that when they come forward I can then flank them with my monsters. So same principle here. I'll put you back there so that if they are there, they come barreling forward and I can catch them in the flank. So we'll see if this little strategy here works. So yeah, they've got cavalry here and cavalry here, so the hope is that they come forward and forward. They do, great. They're going to shoot at me, which is fine, I can't do anything about it. Ow, ow, ow. They didn't come, annoyingly because they're a ranged unit, I could have deployed him even further back to try and give myself better odds there. I don't think I can quite get to the side, so I'm going to have to take a front charge, which is unfortunate. It makes them power 4, which gets them to a crucial threshold, which is a bit annoying. I can't get around them, and I don't want to leave them out of combat for too long because they're gonna do a lot of damage to me if I let them. So I'm gonna effectively buy time by moving this first. What this does is pretty irrelevant, honestly. I'm just gonna move him. Careful. If I move him too far forward, what will end up happening is the enemy will declare a charge on him rather than that, which is not what I want. I can only intercept from the front if a unit is closer than them on the charge. So if they did this now, if they declared a charge here, I would be allowed to intercept front ways because I'm closer. If I did that and they did declare a charge on me, I wouldn't be able to. So I'm just going to go this way, actually. They annoyingly delayed well by using these, so I'm going to use this one to buy time and wait for the knights to come forward so I can catch them in the flank, hopefully. So let's just... I can't sling or anything, so I'm just going to move even further back, as I've learned from that previous attempt there. It's worth doing because it makes it so that they're going to have to come further forward, which makes flanking them easier. They're going to barrel their way forward. Perfect, they did what I wanted. They came all the way forward and have given me a free charge here. Done. Okay, so we're going to take this head on, and they're going to intercept it, but we're going to put a stop to that there. Good. Confirm. So fortunately the enemy's moved in such a way they won't be able to catch him, which I was a bit worried about, but they've done that rather foolishly there, so we got away with it. This we're going to presume the giant is going to win. It's just light cavalry, shouldn't have too hard a time. And here we have a choice. So our use of Hex of Ruin is going to be... Annoyingly, we can only use one spell, so we can either Hex of Ruin or Primal Fury. The reason I liked... Ordinarily, you wouldn't bother taking other spells, because Hex of Ruin is, spoiler alert, the best spell in the game. That's why you're lumped with these atrocious slingings as effectively attacks, because Hex of Ruin is so potent. But because these monsters are power 6 or 7, a lot of the time I'm realising that it doesn't really matter, let's be honest. So in this case, Hex of Ruin serves no purpose here. We're already so much... Our power is so far and beyond their defense, it's irrelevant. And here it would matter, because we're only going to be power 7 and their defense 5. So that's 2 greater, not 3 or more greater. So we can increase our power with this, or we can reduce their defense with this. So it amounts to the same thing. Yes, we reroll attack rolls, but you already reroll attack rolls, so we'll just reduce them to defense 2 and squash them. And then we also have our slings, so let's just start picking away at these foot knights. They're very tough. So yeah, they've got defense 5 versus power 2 of the sling, so they only fail on a 1. It's not really going to be that effective. So their hit roll, I might take... I'm annoyed they got the charge because it gets them up to power 4, which means I have to save on 3+ rather than 2+. So yeah, I take an extra wound that I otherwise wouldn't have had to have done. So we do a bunch of hits there, which is good. And yeah, we just insta-kill 4 of them. I could have used Primal Fury here, actually. It would have been quite beneficial, but he broke them anyway. Well done. And over here, which is the one I wanted this one to end quickly because I don't want my poor monstrosity getting trapped, so I kind of went all in this. So it's 7 attacks now, 6 hits, great. And they only save on 6s because I reduced their defense, so they don't get much off of me. So they hit on 3s. They were forced to re-roll the success because of Putrid Stench, but he still managed to scrape one in. We don't care, they're only power 3, so unless you roll a 1, yeah, even a 2 is good enough. Yeah. So unless they roll double 1 to stay, they're going to run away, and they're off the field because they're very quick. Good. We've basically gotten over the hard part there. We don't have any charges at this point. So now he turns to face, which is perfect because we have enough time to get away from him. I'll start positioning around so I can kind of flank and get away from them. You're going to start pestering my poor conscripts. There's no way we're taking that fight. They get absolutely slaughtered, so just drag him away. They rally. Okay, so I'm going to have to do something about that. I don't want them coming back, so I'm going to send the giant at them again and hit them in the rear. The reason rallying a unit isn't that big a deal because they can't move or do anything that turn, so the unit that broke them almost universally is just going to end up hitting them in the back again. We'll tie up your unit for a turn. Oh well. But it's still obviously better than... So do we want to Hex of Ruin now? We know we'd much rather save it for when we get tucked in combat, so let's just chip away. Hey, we got one. Must have put a stone right into his eye. Have you got there and squash them? We're gonna dance around this. He's never gonna let me. I'm gonna wait for the giant to win this, and then eventually come back and get some flanking going on. Because currently we're stuck playing ring around the rosies. They'll never catch me because I'm faster than them. It's kind of hard to get anything done. I'm gonna stay there in case they come towards me. Do I want to use any of my spells now? I could give the giant. Yeah, I'm gonna give him Primal Fury. So give him rerolls to hit. Power is irrelevant, but with his 5 attacks and equal skill, he hits on 4s. We got quite lucky with the last round of combat. It may not have. All it would have required is one bad hit roll, and we would have been stuck there, which would have been unfortunate. And here we'll get well away from these knights. Probably up this way actually, so we can get the giant in. Be easy to get him over there next time. So we're hitting on 4s. So we only hit twice, and it becomes 3 times, which is better. We're power 8, which is hilarious. You don't need to be that strong. There you are. There they run, and this is enough to get them off, surely. Yes, good. No charges there. I'm going to start collapsing on these poor foot knights now. You beeline over there. Yeah, you're never going to touch them. I don't know why you keep trying. Start positioning this way so they can escape that way later. Monstrosity, we're obviously not going to want him to be caught. So if we go to there, they'll turn and face. We'll probably be better off just squeezing out this way then. So that when they come forward next time I can get them into the side. And I can get him into the rear. I think that makes sense. And you just shoot them in the back again. Ooh, 1-1. Good stuff. No spells to use. Moving on. Forward he comes. Can I reach them with a giant this turn? Yes, I can. But unfortunately, that's a side charge. I need to position myself slightly better. So if I move into the rear charge arc, I end up touching the woods, which ends up getting in the way. Let's try and squeak around them and still end up in the side. So is that side there? That will probably be okay. So I got there, which is good. Is that a rear charge, do you think? Probably not, let's be honest. So I'm going to have to do another turn of positioning here. Oh well. Change anything in the end. No spells to use, that's fine. We'll just get you out of the way. And then here, you're not going to be supported this turn, so again, we'll buy time one more time. Very quick, big monstrosity running around, stomping its feet. So you can just get to there and then move around in a second. They'll probably move up there, you get behind. I'm happy to put the monstrosity in the side because I haven't taken any damage, and they'll have to reroll their attack, so they're basically going to do nothing to it. Remember, I can sustain 1 wound for quote-unquote for free. Makes it quite easy for me. So you're into the back there, no problem. I want to get you into the side, so we'll come this way. Oh, this is going to be annoying. Oh, that blasted. Okay, come around the long way then. So be it. Okay, these go a bit too tight to there. It'd be easier if I did this over here actually. So I can see them on my majority side arc, absolutely. Just to make it more certain, I'm just going to move an inch back and twist, just in case I'm not seeing them. There we are. Majority side, majority rear, perfect charges. Over here, why are you doing this? You're never going to do it. Imagine how frustrated they must be by this point. And then just get out of the way. They're going to charge me, but no chance. Ooh, reared and flanked by a giant and monstrosity. Not looking good, guys. And this time, what I'm going to do... So they're actually quite impressive. They're defense 5, so even my 6 that will become 7 power for each of these would still not be wounding them as good as it otherwise could be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cripple their defense here and make them 2. So just really hammer them. And take a shot at them while I'm at it, why not? 2 more. Slowly but surely we will kill that unit. Get stuck in combat. Now. See what all that waiting was worth. So yeah, we have 7 attacks. They've got better skill than us, so it's going to be hard to hit, but the reroll will compensate. And then no saves, because they're only saving on 6s now. They don't have 3s, but they have to reroll. But anyway, they're only power 3 though. So yeah, the foot knights are more of a defensive unit than an offensive one, so great defense that I've crippled, and then I don't have a lot of power, so we're just going to end up hammering them. That's the downside to the giant. So without the rerolls, he could just get a bad hit roll and bounce off, so Primal Fury is effectively going to be used to counteract that. I could send them straight into the back. I'm going to wait and see if they rally, because if they don't, they'll just run away anyway. Do this stuff down here first while I force them to reveal whether or not they're holding on. They are, they've come back. Okay, so now I'm going to have to do something about that. Get out of the way. Now here, again, we could just do the exact same thing. Put you into the side and you into the... Might be a bit difficult to actually fit there. Let's try and get around this way. I get a little bit further back, kind of inch by inch. There you go, so I can see them. Majority side arc, and yeah, rear arc here. Great. The enemy sustained enough losses now that they're just going to be losing morale each and every turn, so once we clear this out, we don't actually have to waste time like sitting here slowly but surely trying to kill this. They're just going to run away. Oh, he's turned around to come hit them. Interesting. So I'm going to Primal Fury the Giant, make it a bit consistent. Also gives it makes it power 7, which will become 8 on the charge, which is enough to be 3 or more over 5. So even that high defense can be reduced to 6s to save. What I okay, so a slight misplay there. When you know you're going to have to run away from a melee unit and you've got a ranged unit, what you can do is you can shoot first and then turn and move away. I forgot to do it this turn, but I don't know, who cares? You just stand there. Over here, so yeah, so we're hitting 4s, and the Ratkin naturally rerolls to friends. See, it kills 3. They hit us again. They just keep we keep forcing them to reroll, and they keep managing it. But again, terrible power. So and then 4s, only 1 hit, which is actually 3 hits because of Primal Fury, down to 6s. Great. Can't roll 0 and 2 dice, no matter how hard you try. So away they go, and the enemy's routed this turn. Perfect. So we lost a couple of conscripts. Oh well, that's from those light cavs shooting us at the start. Yeah, so our Warlock leveled up. Interesting. Wounds on a character aren't necessarily that useful. The only time they would be relevant is if you get stuck in a duel. So whenever an enemy is attacking you, whether it's shooting or melee, it's the defensive stats and the wound stats of the unit he's in that's used, not himself. So his defensive wounds aren't relevant. The exception is when you get into melee combat and there's an enemy lord in their unit. The 2 lords will enter a 1v1 duel, and then this all does matter. Why on earth you would send a unbelievably fragile magic rat into a fist fight is unbeknown to me, so we're not going to bother with that. So it's a choice between this and this. Of the 2, gold's nice. I'm actually going to take Recruiter, because when we come across the next shop, it means that they instantly get a level rather than having to be stuck at level 0. So as we've seen, the levels actually do increase combat effectiveness by quite a lot. These are going to be taking gold basically every time, so again, don't bother with replenishment unless you get killed. So this or this, we can pick that up later. So let's just, the earlier you do looter, the more you get out of the higher gold cap. So if you're going to do it early on. Giant leveled up, which is nice. Gets increased skill, fantastic, because what he struggles with is hitting. So if we can get him up to a decent hit value, that's pretty good. He'll also, they're basically full HP, we don't care. The conscripts, 9 isn't really combat effective, but we're not using them to hit things, so gold. They are tax rats there, just generating income. Don't really need you to actually do any fighting, guys. So we're going to go into an elite battle now, a bit harder, against Korgak. Charming fellow, I'm sure. Wizard the Bassoon, as I understand it. So we're going first. So there'll probably be a unit of fast cav on the side that we're going to have to contend with. So again, if we're lucky, what I can do is I can distract them with this and then flank them with this. I'm going to put them right back with the hope is that they come forward, so we can kind of learn from our previous round here. This is sort of in the way, which is annoying, but I'm hopeful with our high movement I can get around it. They'll come forward and I can catch them. And then maybe the same sort of principle here. Kind of here and there-ish. Oh, it's trolls rather than giant. Interesting. Okay, the same principle. They'll have to come forward and I can flank them. I'm forced to go first. I don't think the giant's movement is such that it can reach us in one turn, so I'm just going to squeak forward here and start shooting him. Oh, he could definitely reach me if I'm foolish enough to go forward, so let's waste time. They're going to really cunningly use some of these. Perfect. Now I know what his ranges are, so I can just sort of... Yeah, baiting the enemy into moving first is crucial, because you don't get stuck with them So I can run past him, which is good. Do I want to use... I'm going to save my spells for more useful times. Let's just start thinking away. Yeah, it's only going to be ones, but he rolls a couple ones, so yeah, we can start doing damage slowly but surely. I don't particularly want to send my giant into a straight one-on-one. I would win because of my higher skill and I can spell, but it's a lot of unnecessary damage. I'm going to out-position the enemy here and tempt him into moving in the wrong direction and get around him. Perfect, he moved the unit I wanted him to. Careful now, so I could get there to flank, but he will be there, which is going to be a real nuisance. In fact, if I do this, what will probably end up happening, I could take this now, I can flank, but then the next turn he's just going to hit them in the side, which is going to absolutely kill my poor monstrosity. So if I wait another turn and have him get really far forward, well no, he's only going to move, the AI will only, can be a bit kind of tricky here. They'll only move as far forward as I need to get into minimum range, so I'll only move that distance. So he'll only move to about there, which means even if I went there, it's not going to help me get away from this is the problem. Might just have to suck it up and get in. We have Putrid Stench, so we can deflect most of their annoying attacks. Let's just get rid of this unit as fast as possible. Just hope they go somewhere else. They don't. Okay, we can avoid their charge the first time, of course, but next turn is going to be a bit of an issue. Let's eliminate the trolls now. Nothing else to do. They're coming over there. I'm just going to move you across this way because there's no point in you being there currently. Giant's gone, that's fine. Again, I can just get around him. You hope. Yes, no problem. So while I'm here, we'll twist. We'll take our little volley. In fact, we'll make sure it's short range before I do that. Don't think I can quite get into... I could twist a little bit. So see, we're just outside of... If I try going forward a touch... There you go, we got to 4, it's perfect. Couple extra hits. Not liable to do a lot, but you know, every wound counts. And up we go. Good. Do we want to use spells? Right, they're defense 5. So I could reduce that and make them so that they take 6s. I think I will, because I really, really don't want to get stuck here. That would be catastrophic. So let's just smash through them in one turn. Excellent, I got away with it. They did the stupid thing and didn't stay there to hit him. They just moved on. That means I can pretty much just freely position around him in a second. You just, I don't know, chill out and wait until something presents itself to hit them in the back. You're much faster than all of these anyway, so you'll always be able to get around them. Actually, let's wait here, because they'll probably come forward and he'll turn around. That will give me a rear charge on them, which is pretty great. So we'll just have you kind of wait there for a moment. Now with our rerolls, I'm hoping we can do a lot of hits. Yeah, 5 is fine, and it'll be 6s, so don't roll a million 6s, and we've got them. They hit on 4s, but I forced them to reroll because Putrid Stench, they get nothing. They have terrible discipline, they lost by 5, they're not going to hold. Great stuff. No charges yet. Forward they come, so they have moved into range, which is a touch annoying. These conscripts, I don't know, just force them. I'm just going to use you to force the enemy to move. Now I know where they are now, which is good news for me. Again, why on God's green earth would I ever stand there and let you catch me? Slowly but surely we will actually sling this giant to death. Yep, we're already halfway there. They're fast enough to always just get away from him, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to plough on that way. Curious. Okay, what I can do then, I can have you come to their back. I could send him in alone, or I could try and get the giant here. The reason I'm reticent to do that is because if I do, they've clearly locked onto the giant, so if I do this, they'll turn around and hit the giant in the back. So you'd probably be better off just letting the Ratkin slaughter them and just buying time here. Eventually we'll get through this. In fact, what I could do is I could Hex of Ruinous, get it defense 3 and then sling it. Might be worth a try. So we'll put them in. I'm hopeful we break them then. They haven't got great discipline, and I can use spells and stuff to make them do more damage, which is okay. Opted not to put the giant over there because it would be long-term somewhat problematic. You can start coming back round here now to help this out, just in case they are holding on infuriatingly. Good, I've seen where all their stuff's moved. Can I escape? Going to be slightly trickier this time, but I can just go this way. Oh, escape. Yeah, same principle. Spells, the defense 5, I can use Primal Fury. I think I'd be better off just using Hex of Ruin, because Primal Fury is better for this one when I do eventually use it in combat, so yeah, what I'll do is I'll Hex of Ruin this, make them defense 2, so all their stuff goes through. And then we'll get you out of the way by going this way. Oh, we're there. Stop, shoot, and then move. Another wound, slowly but surely. Whee, and we're out. They've used their ability, so that's War Cry from the War Chief there, so it increases their power by 1. I think the only thing that would in theory get to attack us is the War Chief, because units can't fight backwards. The exception is sometimes characters. I don't know, he might not be able to because he's not in contact with me, so even then. So here I would like to send the Giant. I could just stomp him up here and flank this one and execute it. I'm reticent to do so because that means that this unit is just going to turn around and slaughter me. So again, it's like, it's a bit tricky where obviously you think, oh look, I've got a perfect flank here, that's great, but you know, think long term. Next move, 20 Orc Warriors are going to be on you and are going to be pummeling you to death. So here, I'm just scared of the hit roll, so as long as we hit kind of okay, we didn't convert anything, and they rolled a 6, so they might hold on here. Really don't want them to. Okay, they don't. Excellent, we got lucky. No charges, yep. They just tweak forward, which is fine. You're going to get away from them in case they rally. Okay, I know where they are now, good. Starting to get a bit cramped here, guys, let's be honest. I'm not going to have this is actually kind of worrying. I'm not going to have enough room to wiggle out here, so what I'll do instead is I'll probably have a Monstrosity come over here and hit this for me. And check off a bit more damage, please. Nope, not this time. They rally, that's what I was waiting on. I'm kind of hoping they wouldn't do that. So, right, what I'll instead do is I'll have you come over here, hit this one in the back and just get rid of it for me. I don't think they can, he can't actually reach him yet, so we're going to have to do that later. Charge. That'll do. No other ones I want to do. You should be able to kill that with only 3 wounds left in 1 turn. They've annoyingly... okay, so I'm going to have to do something about that. So, let's think about it. We're going to just take this shot now. Chip. And get out of there, because why would you want to get stuck in combat with these? Now, we have Primal Fury. There's no point at all in using it, because they're defense 6, we're power 6, that will become 7 because we charged because of our claws. So we're 1 over already. Being 2 over due to the extra power is statistically irrelevant. It's the same save. You need to be 3 or more over to change it. And then re-rolling your attacks is also moot because we have Frenzy. We're already doing it, so there's no point. They're starting to slowly make their way up there. Fine. Guess what I'll do? I'll probably have to do this then actually first. Hit them in the back. Stop them from pestering my poor monstrosity. Leave them alone. I know, you come over here and see if you can distract these, draw their attention. I'm very hopeful we can do 3 wounds here. Good hit roll to start, great. So unless they get an amazing save, got them. We did 6 in fact, wow. Would have absolutely hammered them. Charger, they're going to do that, but again we put that into the rear, so shove a whole giant up their backside. That'll probably perfect. They did what I effectively wanted them to. You just start kiting. Now we're going to get stuck there. Yeah, good. We're definitely going to use Primal Fury on the giant because it gives us reroll hits, which is great because we now have better skills. So we hit on 3s and we reroll, so very consistent in terms of hit numbers now. Much better than it used to be. Yeah, you can't sling anything, so I'll just make your way over here in case it becomes possible. And then you, I'm going to wait here. The reason being is I'm slightly concerned that this unit might hold on. So I'll just turn around and help them deal with them if I need to. Freeze, re-rolling. Ah, I've still got 1. Not quite full house, but not bad otherwise. Then they might hold on because of their rank, so... No, they don't. Okay, so the reason I was concerned is that these rally checks are, these break tests are effectively your discipline plus your ranks minus how much you lost by. So big bricks with a lot of ranks like that can tend to hold on quite well because they didn't take any damage. Whereas, but then yeah, they're orcs, so even then they're going to run away. You're never going to catch them. I'm not going to let you. Conscript's doing amazing work for us here. Right, they came back, so let's just make sure they understand why that wasn't a good idea. A bit further forward makes it easier to flank them. You just stay there, good. Again, I think this might be the same where there's going to be a hard... I can't reach them. There's going to be a very tough unit here that we're never going to bother with because we can just kill everything else. Conscripts there doing the best, literally the best they possibly can, and drawing the attention of a far more powerful unit. If they stood to engage in combat, they'd just die and then I'd have to deal with it with other stuff. Very rat-like tactics, I like it. Just, oh look, he's moved his maximum movement to try and catch us. Oh no, but they're heavy infantry and I'm light infantry with a banner of swiftness, so that's never going to happen. Sorry. Just get close enough to start slinging them, because why not? 2 more. And then we'll use Primal Fury in the Giant again. And they're all re-rolling hits. Not bad. This is just a slaughter. 6 hits with a Monstrosity. They might hit us a couple times, or none because of Putrid Stench. I misspoke. All 5 with the Giant, killing another 3. Ouch. -3. If you roll a -3 on 2 dice, I'd be very impressed. The enemy are routing this turn, so we needn't do anything. I'm not going to bother charging. No matter what happens, the game is just going to come to end, so we'll just skip the phase. Yes, they rally. Skip, 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 skip. Oh, we won. Bit more XP, and they'll always heal 1 back, so these are all full. Great. And then here, again, they're doing perfectly fine, so just take gold while you can. Right, so in terms of which way we want to go, we probably want to aim for up here, because we want to avoid that, because yes, a camp before the boss is nice, but we shouldn't be encountering such difficulty with these fights that we need it, so this one's probably the way to go. An optional fight. Okay, right, that's going to be hard. So we're going to be dealing with 4 enemy giants, so if we kind of game it out, our monsters, our Monstrosity and Giant could in theory beat theirs, but they're going to move really fast. And they're going to be really hard to deal with. I don't know if we can do that with our composition. We're going to get seriously hurt. Because the conscripts aren't going to be able to... They can just about run around one, but they're even faster than we are, unlike the heavy units, so you'll be hard pressed. And then I think what I want to do is I want to take both of my monsters and surround and instantly kill one of theirs. Just make our life easier. I'm willing to give it a go. This might be a bit grim, but I think we can... Between the spells and having slightly higher tier monsters on our side, I think we can just about get away with it. So what I'll do is I'll put the monsters on a flank so I can catch them, and I'm going to have you to just distract the other ones. Great, so you can just come here, and so we can kill this one and then round on these 3. Yeah, straight into the flank there. They're going to come barreling forward. It doesn't help that this is a very small map size, so it's actually going to be quite hard for us to escape. So let's just have you shoot now, because what are we waiting for? Do a wound. Oh, we're 860, no, 32 wounds. We're 132 the way there. They're going to just run forward, which is fine. I'm going to hopefully get you in the way, so I can draw his ire, so they don't come over here to try and help their friends. Good. And then the Monstrosities are the faster of the 2. I could put him in. I'll take 5 attacks. They have Putrid Stench, they have bad. They shouldn't hit me very many times, and I'd rather just kill him as fast as possible, so I am going to put him in. I shouldn't take too much damage, because they have 5 attacks hitting on 4s, which is 2.5 hits, and then they have to reroll. They get 1.25 hits on average. It's pretty dreadful, so I shouldn't take a lot of damage. In you go. Get through that as fast as possible. What I forgot to do, what I should have done, is to turn this unit around last turn. Yeah, it's going to make it quite hard for me to escape. I can just about, but the next turn is going to be... Ah, no, escape forward. This is much easier. So what I'll do is I'll Hex of Ruin this. Defense 3, so they can absolutely slaughter it. Shoot, and then get past. Probably be easier for me to just run forward then. I hope I can escape here. I can't. Oops. No, I don't quite have the movement. Okay, I'm going to have to go this way and almost trap myself. So I can escape this turn, but I'm very worried about next turn. If If I was facing the other way already, I could have a lot more. I'd have a lot more movement to work with. 5.4. That gets me out. Well, no, it doesn't actually. So yeah, I'm out, but then it's going to be really hard to escape the turn after. In fact, I don't think I can. I can't twist here to escape. Okay, we're just going to have to hope for it. We might have to lose this unit in the end, I'm afraid. Pass, yeah. Okay, so you're successfully distracting 2 giants. You're an absolute hero. Done. Over here, so our hit rolls 4s, but yeah, all every time, and then 6s. So he did 7 wounds on his own. Hit backs only 1, which stays at 1, which is fine. I'm willing to take a wound, because 1 wound, as we remember, is effectively no damage. Dead. Great. So yeah, between the 2 of them with Hexavir, and they can just execute 1. No problem at all. So everything else is going fine. This is a bit of a mess. Oh, he went the wrong way. Yes, let's go. That's amazing for us. I won't be able to get there to sling him, but what do I care? I'm just going to hold off a little bit because I want to see where these go, if they come around, if they re-aggroed or something. There's no spells I need to use this turn, so just wait a bit. He's going to come over here to start hitting them. That's fine. Again, we can set up a 2v1 scenario. What I'll probably do is I'll have you be the one who takes the from the front. They didn't get to hit me, which is fine. And I'll have you come up here. It's going to be hard to get off this rock, is it? I've touched the difficult tree. The only way to escape this is you have to inch your way forward and then you can twist. So eventually I'll get around. And then you, yeah, just keep kiting like a hero you are. So I'll have the giant go in the front this time because he doesn't have the putrid stench ability is the problem. He's not as good as tanking. So probably having him take a few more wounds is the way to go actually. No charges yet. We're not putting you into the side there. They stayed exactly where they are because he's aggroed onto him for whatever reason. Come up and start shooting. No spells. Yeah, he comes forward. Right, you're going to lock onto him, and I presume you're going to lock onto him. This is going to get a bit messy, because I want to collapse on one of them, of course. So I need to separate the 2, which I've sort of already done. It depends where he positions, so tell you what, okay, I'll move forward with this first. It's a risk, because if he turns around, what I'll have to do is I'll have to charge something into his back to save the unit. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, he just moved up. Fine. Okay, so that probably allows me to squeak into here. So that would allow me to squeak into there. The problem is that the giant's going to have to be the one to take it. He's liable to take more damage. It's not the end of the world, I suppose. Although if I can see him, no, I can't see him. Blast. Oh, I can do exactly what I want. I could just set it all up on this one. Because I haven't used the giant yet, so let's do this. Let's put you in the front. I can deny the giant is charged just by flanking him. So piece of cake. So I'll put you in the front here. Done, and then your turn. Get out of range of this one. So it's a bit hard to see, but his vision stops at the blue of the twist there. So yeah, I can see him. Can't quite be. Well, maybe I can be caught by that giant. Be careful. A bit further forward, maybe. Yeah, okay, now we're safe. So, not in that blue. Problem with the white background you can see, but I can clearly see them. Well, I don't know, I'm going to have to make sure I'm in the woods first, aren't I? Surely I can see them now. Is that my charge range? I'd guess he can see them. No, actually, it looks like I'm not in the woods. Awkwardly, I'm going to have to be careful here. Try and be a bit more precise. So, if I just go straight, I end up being caught by that one, so we're going to have to go up here a bit. Forward, forward, forward. If he can see us a bit, that's actually not a problem. Because he's going to get hit from 2 sides simultaneously. So as long as I'm in the majority side arc, like that, we should be okay. So I think that's fine. I think they get to charge first, which shouldn't be too big of an issue. Yeah. So counter. And intercept. So he gets hit from both at once. Great. Confirm. There we go. Same deal, we're just going to Hex and Ruin him. He might end up hitting him in the back. You're going to turn around to aggro onto this. That's fine by me. Can I whiz? No, I can't whiz my way over there, so I'm just going to have to start inching away this way again. So we're already safe there, so don't go further than you need to, because it allows you to buy time, like more time, easier later. The worry here is that if he just sort of... It depends. If he comes around here, we're fine. If he goes through the woods, we're actually in a lot of trouble. See how he does. And then here, we'll Hex ruin this again, so it dies instantly. I hope he aggro's onto this. Yay! He did the right thing. I'll have you come down and away. Not that way. Can't escape in that direction, so we're going to have to go this way instead. Good bit of positioning from the giant, but not enough to catch me. And again, this should be relatively straightforward. Lots of hits, lots of wounds. He hits well, but then it's reduced. I take one more, which is okay. Can I kill him in one turn? Yes, I can. Good work, guys. The dream team here. We're already halfway there. No charges. You've completely forsaken this unit of slingers now for some reason. Kind of annoying, because it would have been easier to catch and kill that last one if they separated. This is actually a good move on their part. Nothing to sling, nothing to spell. Just going to turn there, which is fine. Can I get away from this, or is that blasted wood going to stop me? Think about his move. Well, no, all I have to do is stand here and I'm okay. So I can definitely get sort of away. I can just get to there and I'll be safe. Yep, I'm clear. And he can't reach me here anyway, so I'll just start moving this way to get around. Charge range yet. I'm hopeful that eventually, if he can just, I can draw him away, I can trap this one in the way I want to. And you're just already safe, so just stand there, I guess. I need you to go away and split your attention so I can deal with this one. Charges. Perfect, he's done what I wanted, so you can just start dragging yourself over there, just out of range. Yep. Done. He's going to adamantly try and catch you. He's never going to manage it, I'm afraid. This silly wood is in the way, so I can't shoot this one. Oh well. Nothing to spell, nothing to shoot. Right, and then do I want to... Having the Ratkin Monstrosity take another hit to the face is not ideal, because he's starting to take some damage, so I'll probably put the giant in the front this time. Split it up, so if I take one or two here, taking any more on this is going to start, because I'll go up to 5 anyway, so as long as I don't take too many as you split them apart, you'll be sort of okay. So I can deny his charge, which is good, doesn't mean you can do a lot. He's still going the wrong way, which is great news for us. And we're going to Primal Fury our giant, so we can reroll and has better power. Power doesn't matter because it gets him from 6 to 7 to 8. You need to be at least 9 to get over defense 6 the way we want to, so not move. But his rerolling is crucial. I can't get around this rock to hit him. How annoying. I can. There we are. Gotcha. Slinging to death continues. Little David Goliath stuff here. Just kind of inch out of the way. Yeah, so it's 3s, but re-rolling, because we have better skill than their giant now. Our giant's a whiz in combat. He hits back, he only hits once, good. I'm not going to take any meaningful damage. And then our monstrosity hits quite a few times. He'll probably survive this, because he rolled very well against that one, so yeah, he's actually still in it. Amazing. So giants very rarely run away because they're fearless. They benefit from not having to roll. They don't take any negatives in combat, so he always rolls on at least like 9 or something, but he rolled terribly. He rolled 5 and 6, so no charges. Oh, I could put them straight into the back and finish him. Which of these two is more likely, do you think, to pick him off? I'm going to wait, because I want to see where he goes. He might not rally, he might just leave the field of his own accord. Let's give him a chance. Right, he's turned that way. Good, I know what he's doing now. The reason I waited is because if I charged in, he could then turn and hit me, so I'm just denying him any opportunity to catch me, which is good. So out, where we go. Nothing to spell. He does rally, okay, so I'm going to have to contend with him. Which of you is more likely to succeed here? Probably the Monstrosity. More attacks. Yes, it has worse skill, but it re-rolls. So I think if I gave him the spell, he'd be better, but I want to conserve the spell for dealing with this, so I'm going to put you into the back of this giant and have you finish it. Done. And I'm going to have you get out of this blasted wood so you stop being slowed down every turn. And you come back here to make sure he's properly distracted. Yeah. See, this is my concern. With the 4 giants, it was crucial that it was defeat and detail is what we had to inflict upon them, where we trap them one at a time and pick them off. I had 4 units, they had 4 units. If I just walked my 4 units into them, my 2 monsters would probably win because they slightly outstat the enemy, but it would be kind of touch and go. And then my slingers and my conscripts would get slaughtered. So you'd have 2 crippled monsters versus 2 very healthy monsters on their side, and you would just lose. It would be terrible. No point in using Primal Fury because I already reroll, and I'm going to be power 6 on the charge, which is high enough to get over, so don't worry about it. So here, we're just going to activate and make sure you don't get caught unnecessarily. I'm going to put you on this side. Reason being is that he's going to turn to face you, and then you can flank him with Monstrosity after. So we're in their back, so the reason I was happy to do this is because he can't hit backwards, so let's at least do 2 wounds, please. So unless he rolls amazingly here, we got him. Yeah. Average rolling says that giant should be dead meat. Our Monstrosity just feasting this turn here. Huge mounds of meat to chew on. He turns, he faces. I honestly don't think I ever need bother getting to combat with him, but go on, I might as well. I can just put the Monstrosity in his back and finish him off. I assume that's rear arc. I assume I can see him. Yeah. Everyone else just stand where you are. Because their morale has dropped to a point where it will just decrease on its own without me doing anything. So we'll go on then. Let's finish them off for completion's sake. And then there is literally no point in doing this, but for fun, I'm going to put Primal Fury on them. You can't I don't think the re-rolls will stack, so I'm not going to be allowed to roll twice. I guess we can test it now. It's 4s and then re-rolls. No, you can't roll again, so there you get what you get. He survived. That's unbelievably unlucky. But yes! Okay, unlucky countered by being super lucky. So he shouldn't have survived, but then he also should have failed. He shouldn't have failed the discipline check. So there you go. It all balanced out in the end. We had our wounds back. We're basically healthy. Okay, so the conscript's leveled. Ooh, okay. So the unique aspect to the Ratkin, no one else is, they have these random mutations. Other factions, if you've seen the other playthroughs, have the ability to increase stats randomly. Random mutations are even more wacky, where they don't necessarily increase a stat, but there'll be a positive in exchange for a negative. So you could have wings sprout from the unit in exchange for lowering their discipline. You could have the ability to breathe fire at the cost of defense. You could have more attacks at the cost of skill. So things like that. So for this, the only one I wouldn't want is there's one that increases your defense but turns you into an effect undead. So an undead rat unit. That would suck because it would slow me down and then values in speed. The other ones are all pretty good. I can grab them later. They're not getting to combat and they're fast enough. So in this case, actually, we'll take that later. But Looter for now is the expedient way to go about it. Our Monstrosity leveled and can have his own random mutation. Interesting. So discipline's naff. We're not going to lose combat, and wounds are just generally good. So the mutation's a bit worrying because there's one that reduces you to defense 5, which sucks because it gives you fire breath, which is nice and all, but I would rather not be defense 5. So the technical correct choice would be this, but let's have some fun. Way we got more wounds. Okay, it cost us a bit of movement, which is not great, but we have a lot of wounds now. You know, as wound heavy as the giant. And yeah, we also get a magic item, so not just the gold. So extra defense and wounds on our Warlock, which is completely worthless. He's never going to be entering melee combat if he does something that's gone terribly wrong. So otherwise, yeah, but great. You're a very vital Warlock there. Risk it. Well done. Otherwise, we have our choices here. We're probably going to take this path because we want to go up to boss in this direction. So yeah, I mean, you could go this way and see where that is, but it doesn't really make any difference, does it? I guess that gives you... I guess this would give you the actually we'll take this one because it gives you choice. You can we can see how we do. If we get our teeth kicked in, fine, we can then suck it up and go for the random event instead. Or if we're still okay, we can go up there. It's a Goblin War Party. So the one thing in the game that's as numerous as we are and as low discipline should be a lot easier than the Mash red. So what we'll do is we'll put our distracting units on the side. Hope we can pull their annoying super fast stuff. And we can flank them with these. Same principle here. We'll put you there and then you sort of there. Okay, so they have a unit of archers there. We're going to want to get on them quickly. Fast unit, and trolls. So they're going to shoot us. I can't stop it. Comes their fast units. I'm hopeful to flank that. I might not be able to because of how fast that is. See what we can get away with. If they get a front charge, it's annoying because they get up to power 4. I kind of want to deny them the charge. Also want to end up rearing them the trolls at some point. I'm going to quickly run up here and hit them. The reason I do is whoever shoots first in fights between. I might even use Hex of Ruin now because with almost all of these units, Hex of Ruin is going to be completely worthless because they're all defense 3, 3. Only the trolls. So we save it for one use on the trolls, and I'll use it here to lower their defense so that my slings, they're now -1 defense. So even my slings, I think, will kill them on 6s. Yeah, so they just killed 5. Just start getting their damage output down. So I'll win a straight exchange here. They're going to shoot back. I'll take my casualties. We should, in theory, be able to punch them out. We'll see how we do. Okay, so I've still got to deal with... I'm going to waste time by doing this because you're not going to be able to escape there anyway, so it's just good to see where this moves. Good, I can see where that is now. Have I still got the movement I need to get in there and catch it? Blast! That 1 pip of movement I lost is actually... So your charge range will, of course, decrease relative to your movement range. So because I lost that bit of movement because of that wretched mutation, I can't actually reach now. Maybe I can? I can if I do that. The risk to that is that they might come forward enough to catch me. We'll give it a go though. Keep wagons barreling forward, we don't particularly care. I'll have you start making your way over here. You're not going to be hit by anything good. Good, he didn't get there. Fine, I can catch and kill him immediately. So I'm just going to do this and execute that unit promptly. Nothing else for anyone else to do. I could put them in the front, but why? I'd rather they be kind of free to move around and do stuff more effectively. They went first, which is annoying because this is going to hurt. I'm now going to lose this fight because yeah, they're just going to outstat me. I don't think I can win a straight exchange here, I'm afraid. Just pass because I've got no other shooting. Oh, that's unfortunate. He's going to rear my poor monstrosity. Okay, I think the counter to that is I send the giant into them. Yeah, I mean, if he charges first, I'm not going to be able to stop them anyway. Yeah, this sucks. That's the best I can do. You've moved too far forward. That makes it so I can actually escape here, where I otherwise wouldn't be able to. That was a bit silly of you there, trolls. Could have had me there. Good, we're clear. And then you're going to come around there. I'm kind of eager not to lose too many of these, because if I start sustaining too many casualties, I won't be able to use my spells. They're irrelevant here, so I've got no spells to use. So yeah, let's just, I don't know, come forward and... Oh, I can engage them in combat, I guess. That's one way of handling it. If I'm losing a punching... Yeah, he's... At least, I guess my character could swing it in my favour. So I'll shoot them again, and then I'll use Primal Fury on myself to increase my power and reroll. Yeah, maybe I can win a punch out with them. Worth a try. I doubt it, but it's worth a go. I'm going to just die anyway, so I'll have the greatest duel of all time here. Here, this should be relatively straightforward. Get good hits. There's no point in using any spells on this, because I'm not going to achieve anything. Yeah, 1. Away you go, off the field. But I don't think I can intercept them here, because they're going to get to charge first. Yeah, no, I can't stop them, so bad luck, guys. You're going to get hit in the back. I can't help you. We'll just take this. You know, two really fast units working in tandem, I can outposition them. We're going to turn there, which is really annoying, because now he can hit all of my guys. Even if he happens to survive this, he's going to get caught. Oh, this poor monstrosity is going to take a lot of damage this turn. But over here, I need to do this first. We'll Fury ourselves, give us winning odds. You're trying to come back here for some reason, you're in the way of your own unit. Ugh. Right, this is going to get a bit awkward. Can you escape that way? You can, that's fine. Yeah, just get out of there. And then you. Do that and hit them in the side. hope you're probably gonna. So they're gonna have what 10 attacks. They'll get 5 hits on average, which is 2.5 hits after the reroll. They'll be power 4, which means I get a 3-up save. I take about 1 wound, so I'm not going to lose by a lot. But my discipline is terrible, so even with that, I can't hit back. The one thing I can't do is hit backwards. So I'll probably just end up running off the. Well, I won't run entirely off the field, but I'm going to run away. At which point it's then going to fall to the giant to break the unit. You continue to. He won't get caught by that. The downside is if by miracle he does hold, and then I've left him to be executed by the trolls, which is terrible. So I guess I could hedge instead, have you turn around and just take the trolls on. I can reduce their defense to nil. Effectively, no, I'll give him Primal Fury is actually the better shout, because they only go up to power 5, which is still under his defense. He doesn't have Putrid Stench. Bollocks, that would have been a massive deal here. Oh, that sucks. Really don't. I don't want to take them head on. They're going to hurt. It's 6 and 2 3s. Either I lose the monstrosity. I'm gonna assume he runs. If he doesn't, so be it. Then I'll charge there. You can charge there. We'll hit them all together in a mass combat, and we should win numerically. And they'll all break and run away. I'll take a lot of wounds off of it, but it's better than nothing. Here we go. So let's see the damage. So it's 5, which is then 2.5. Perfect. I take 1 wound. There you go. Averages work out. So we only lose by 2, but my discipline's bad. I do hold. Interesting. Okay. And over here, so let's see what we can do in this great combat. So I think Primal Fury will actually give me the win here. Not great hit rolls, unfortunately. No, it's still a draw, even with Primal Fury, it's a draw. Okay, so we're just going to slowly be beaten to death. Our guys didn't do enough. So they're going to hit me. I can't stop it. You're going to do that. This is degenerated into a real mess here, I'm afraid. He's going to come forward and flank him later. You flank them. Well, maybe you can even get a rear charge. So this is what we usually don't want happening, where we get stuck in these ridiculous brawls where everyone gets trapped. And then for spells, Hex of Ruin is pointless because all their attacks are going to go into something that's defense 3 anyway, so they're going to die to a man. So I am going to use Primal Fury. Not here, I've accepted that you're going to die, you're going to be lost, I can't stop it. I'm going to use it here because it's going to increase the amount of damage I do, thereby giving me more combat resolution, which causes these guys to break and run away. So yeah, I think it's worth it just to make sure I win this combat soundly, because once I win this, the fight's over, I've basically won. So they hit me again, but not very well, and they're now saving on 2+, so I'm not going to do a lot, so really it's just the trolls that are going to hurt. Get 3s, reroll. Yeah, a bunch of damage there, which is good. This is the one that's going to suck, but it is into a unit that forces them to reroll, so only get 2 hits, and only take 1 wound. Great, I'll win by a lot, so these are going to pack it in and definitely run away now. Yeah, -1, hold on, I dare you. And the trolls, despite taking no casualties, are going to run away. And over here, yeah, I'm just going to accept we're going to lose, I'm afraid. They're just rolling really well, annoyingly. So yeah, run away. Well, not the end of the world. So we can, I could probably, is that a side charge? Ooh, if I'm lucky. He can't, oh come on, he can't stop it because I can flee. It saves me from taking any damage. I think I will, because then I can get around the back of them, outposition them. So yeah, let's just get away from them. No reason to take unnecessary injuries there. Yeah, everything else is fine. You're going to get shot to death by them now. I can't stop it, I'm afraid. Only hit me once, admittedly. He's tough enough that he can just chin it. Oh yeah, that's so vitality that we got is actually making a difference. He doesn't rally because he's got terrible discipline, so he's going to keep legging it. Otherwise, they fail to rally, so they'll leave the field, which is good. A giant. Oh, that's terrible. He should have rallied on 9. That would have been really easy. Okay, the trolls and recompense also failed to rally, but they should. So everyone's leaving the field. We've all had enough. It's a terrible fight. We'll all just pretend it didn't happen. Well, we're going to put you into their back, so you can just instantly break them. Done. They'll leave regardless, so just make your way over here, I guess. Whatever. Everyone's leaving. Everyone's gone. There we are. He somehow held on. Because maybe he couldn't fit because the trolls were in the way. Either way, it's lucky for me. I don't have to deal with him running off the field. That's just fine. He's going to slowly start making his way over here to start shooting at us. Hey, we make it this time. I don't particularly care, let's be honest. I'm just going to have you get out of the way. This should be relatively easy. I'd love extra skill on this guy because, yeah, this happens where he just rolls badly sometimes. They might hold on because of the sheer number of ranks. No, they're still terrible discipline. Who am I kidding? I'm going to take the charge because it means he can't shoot me, so I just take less damage. Forward he comes, yeah, just menacingly creeping towards me. So they're presumably going to break, but if not, I'll get myself into a position to hit them in the side. There. That's actually not good enough. Hang on. There we go. Just do that a bit better. Just do this. It's easier. Just around. So yeah, we can see, in case they run away, I can kind of hit them that way as well. Good. You just get into cover behind the building. Bravely run away. Swiftly advance in the opposite direction of the enemy. 7 out of 7. Very good. There you go. Even less chance of them rolling out. Away they go again. Wavering. I think if I just do that one more time, they're never going to get an opportunity to shoot anything. So the way to handle him would have been just having one of the monsters here. They could just run up and squash him. So they tried to get here to hit him, but no chance. Why would I let you do that? Okay, and here. Yeah. Splat, splat. Not great this turn, but enough to make them rout and they run away anyway. And away they go. So Slinger's got wiped, which is not surprising. We can get a lot in the back that rats tend to replenish really quickly. So the Warlock leveled. Yeah, Recruiter again. Why not? Just make the new units we buy just come out really good. We could take more gold. We can improve our replenishment so that we can instantly fix that problem. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, I'll do it just once. Why not? It's a fragile unit. It's going to take a lot of damage over the course of the campaign. So we'll have 10 guys back instantly and be a viable unit again. You're fine in your role. I could heal them. I'm fine on 6. That was their starting value anyway. So just take that. And the giant leveled. Extra attack. Great. Just get that consistency up. Plenty of cash. Okay, so no real discretion as to what we do next. Going to the shop. Another monstrosity. Ooh, I don't think I can resist. I think I have to. We get 2 levels for him immediately, which is fine. Great, straight up to skill. He's above and beyond the other one already. Goes straight up to skill 1. And he gets his extra attack. Oh yeah, this is good. Monster mash, here we go. So I've got 300 left over, which is good, because now I can afford to buy the Putrid Stench upgrade, so my monsters are now super durable. I can't really be bothered. 116 left, it's not enough for a unit, so you could buy the ability to throw rocks with the giant, which is kind of interesting. Make these a bit faster. How much does that cost? 1,000 mouths is a kind of low-level attack spell, which is I've got a lot of spells in him already. That's not really a priority. We can grab some like piddly little range stuff later if we want. 65 for that, and then one of these banners would be 35, which is what 100 on the nose. So yeah, we'll probably get the boulder because it's good to do a bit of chip damage. It's not chip damage at all. It's actually really potent. And then one of these. The Banner of Mist is good because it reduces the ability for the enemies to shoot at us. That's pretty cool. And then the Swiftness is the one that lets move. More important, I think, for us to kite. So I think I would... Well, you could get Banner of Mist on them as well. Fury and Valor like combat +1 power and combat upgrades, but as we've seen, they're not really there to engage in fights. So we'll focus on the Slingers. I'm umming and ahhing it. So make us harder to hit or make us better at moving. Probably better at moving. Harder to hit, that will come later, and obviously it would have been massively beneficial in the engagement we just had, but for this occasion I think we're fine here. So yeah, we're going to welcome our new monstrosity, the Bone Beast. So you can rename any of these in the comments if you want. Just Magrump, Frost Grip. So in terms of our health, I think we're doing fine. There's no reason for me not to take another fight and just amass more XP and gold. The random event can be fantastic, so you could get something like I think the best one is you come across a lake that bestows a blessing upon you that allows you to re-roll the saves of any given unit, which is just incredible. Orc Raiders is what we're up against, so they're all going to be swashed kind of here. Let's see if I can maybe flank one here, so they'll come forward for this and I can squeeze one in the side. You there to run around. I can't... This annoying wood is kind of in the way, let's be honest. I can't really do anything about that. Okay, there's not too many of them. So this we can flank. And this we can easily flank as well. This should be quite easy. I can get there this turn as well. So it just depends on whether or not it allows me to charge them. It's just, yeah, this is very straightforward. It's all pretty helpless melee units that can't do much about us, just getting in around them. We've got such a maneuverability advantage on them. So the reason we struggled with the last one is because they were just fast. Good, I know where he's landed. I'm not going to be able to get around him this turn, so instead I'm just going to do a turn of positioning. I'm going to get to here and then flank him later. There. Oh, we can throw a rock. Sure, just... I mean, they're going to die anyway, so just throw one of these Orc Warriors. So a rock is 2d3, so you roll 2 dice, and they get 1, 2, or 3 on each, and you just do appropriate damage. And then here, you just, I don't know, sort of stare at him menacingly, and then you come over here, because eventually we'll get you into position to flank around some stuff. Yeah, their line here is just going to get collapsed pretty quickly. I was afraid of that. So everything else is fine. We're inside arc. We can't see, but we can't fit there because of this annoying bit of terrain. You have to be able to fit like side on here. So I'm not actually able to legally declare the charge. I'm going to have to wait for them to come forward a bit. Fine. Okay, they did that in the most annoying way possible. They're denying the charge to the unit I want to have it. So what I'll do instead is I'll just shoot them, move away, hope they aggro onto them. Eventually they'll give me what I want. If not, I'll just shoot them to death. I'm not picky. No spells. Yeah, that's fine. You're wasting your time trying to catch me there in the way you never will. So let's just reposition here and eventually get around you. That's bold when you consider that you've just given me exactly what I wanted. Probably still going to be a side charge. No, I think it's if I go a bit further back and twist and forward. Right now it's definitely a rear charge. There you go. Just clobber him. I can throw a rocket at him as well. There you are. Take 2 damage, makes it a lot easier to kill him later on. He comes forward, achieving basically nothing. So you'll be there, you'll be dead. Have you squeak forward? What's that? Okay, so their starting power is 4, so that's high enough that we don't want to engage them with our monsters. They'll have enough power that I'm not saving on 2+, they can actually hurt us. So I'll just wait for you to clean this up. And then you, I don't know, come over here and just be in the way again. Such as you are wont to do. Me, okay. Poor chariot. It's about to get rear-ended by 14 feet of giant. You inch your way forward. I could probably get the charge I want on them now. Well, so this is good. It's not impassable terrain, it's just a wood, so I can move into it and then twist. I thought for a second I couldn't move through it, but now I can absolutely hammer them. You're definitely dead. I would rather get a double flank on this one, so the giant can obviously get in, but I would like to get 2. I don't think I'm going to get away with it. I'm just going to have to see how I feel. I can either take the giant immediately or you just step away. Turn, shoot. I might send them into that and say, okay, no saves yet. And I'll give the giant its reroll hits because it's the one thing it can't particularly do. Also in Crucial, I get up to power 8. It does matter because defense 5, we're 6 base, we're 7 on the charge because of the hand weapon, and we're 8 because of the spell. So 8 over 5 is 3 or more. So we're going to get to that beautiful threshold of forcing him to save on 6s. Done. Yeah, we have better skill as well because of the upgrade. So this is pretty great. 6 of 6 and does 6 wounds. He would have killed it without any other support. I'm going to kill that, no problem. Yes, I could put them into the side now. I would rather get a double kill on them because he's going to kill this in 1 turn as well. So I'm just going to hold off for 1 more turn and get some nice collapses and just really rinse them. So can you get far enough? I mean, you'll get to there, which is okay, but not enough to get me around where I want. I cast Rock. I'm dead. He's gonna... Oh, okay, that's a problem. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Okay, so you're gonna charge them in the side, and you're gonna charge him in the rear. I assume. I don't know if I can actually get there. A rear charge yet? Okay, now it is. In fact, the less I twist there, the better it is. I can still see them, and I get further along. So there you go. So you can see them to charge, which is good. You can see that to charge, which is good. Maybe you can help as well. Not clear. Probably not. Just put you there. You're fine where you are, I guess. No need for you to take damage, really. No spells needed here. We'll be power 7 against defense 4. So the reason I have to charge now is because the AI has been very clever. I can't escape because I can twist through my own units, but I literally can't twist to free myself here, so we are stuck, I'm afraid. In that case, I might as well just stick... Well, they're defense 5, so getting Hex of Ruining them in combat is actually going to be worth it. I'll be power 7, so it's irrelevant there. So yes, I'm going to Hex of Ruin it in shooting now, and then in combat once. So that's the 2 good uses of Hex of Ruin. Because it's not going to matter anywhere else, so you might as well just chip off a couple more here. Yeah, we do all of them. That should just be the squad. Yep. Even if this one hits me, it doesn't actually do any damage because I heal a minimum of 1 anyway. I can't quite catch them to assist later on, never mind. So he's going to charge me. Never mind, I'll put a stop to that. I'll put a stop to that. Good. Go in. Hang on, I've got to make a decision. I can either... Yeah, get away. I can either Hex of Ruin this one and make it so that he wounds on 6s rather than 5s, or I can give him reroll hits. Which of these is more likely to get stuck in combat, and which would I rather not be stuck in combat? Probably. He's probably going to break them even because he hit them in the back, they can't hit you, he'll do some wounds, they've got not great discipline. They should run away regardless, so I'm actually going to go ahead and Primal Fury you to make sure he gets through those in one turn. And then here, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Again, this is the one that's a bit scarier because I'd rather not be stuck here. So let's just get you over here to hit them in the back if they are persistent. I have faith in you, Ratkin Monstrosity. Okay, so it wasn't that great. It got me 1 extra hit. Fine. I'll take some hits, but he has to reroll because all my monsters are now very smelly. Putrid Stench. Great saves though. Win by a lot. Yeah, they break. This one... I believe... Oh, not good. Oh, not good. I should have helped. Okay, well, it would have made no difference because the saves were irrelevant. Never mind. I did make the correct decision. Gave him 1 extra hit up there. My spells were actually inconsequential, but I want to think that it mattered. It's moral support. A few bit extra XP, some gold. Okay, so the guys who are max HP are fine. You're basically max HP. We are going into a boss, but slingers are basically fine. You don't do damage anyway, so who cares? Just take the gold. Yeah, okay, we'll go into the Act 1 boss now with our monster mash. Them first, which is fine by me because it lets me see where they're going to position. So I'm going to put the fast ones. You're the slower-ish one, so I'll put the really fast one on the flank. I mean, the wounds are nice, but honestly, I actually prefer the movement. I think that was a net loss there. And I'll have you kind of here to distract stuff. Maybe. You around there. You there to distract stuff so you can flank. You sort of there-ish. You, I don't know, do whatever you want. So that's fast and that's fast. We're going to deal with those first, and these are going to slow up the rear. So I've got more units thus, so I can pass a couple times. Right, just waste the turn. Well, let's move him up so he can start getting in the way nice and early. They're going to be clever and move all their annoying slow units first. The trolls, I think, I would be able to outpace them were it not for the stupid lack of speed this one suffers. Because they were now the same speed, so I can't charge over them, which is a bit annoying. So I guess we'll just have to see if I can catch them in the side with this instead. Probably not, to be honest. Go further up to make sure I don't get into their charge arc accidentally, like that. Cast rock, not yet, no, save it. The forward he comes, I can actually hit him in the side, that's funny. They just gave me the charge for free, not bad. So I could do that, can I? Ooh, this is going to be tight. Your limited movement may again cost me here, but if I'm lucky, I can get up there to hit them in the side. The reason this is tricky, because there's a couple of things you need to factor in. One, the majority of the unit has to be in side arc. It is, that's fine. I can stop them from charging me by intercepting them. And then here, you have to be able to draw a straight line from the centre of your unit to the centre of the facing you're charging. If there's something in the way, so if these trolls were a bit further over, for instance, they would basically get in the way. But I think I'm okay there. I can reach, yeah, I can hit them in the side. I'm definitely in range. I'm not going to get stopped by anything because you're going to be stopped by them. I think that works. Here they come. That's what I wanted them to do, and you're nice and fast, so wabam. Into the side, good, and then, I don't know, You just move forward and start shooting stuff. We don't have to care about the boars because they're going to get stuck. Just chip away at them. Make sure so they don't get stick around here. Oh, one less board to deal with. Good. And I'm going to have to make a choice for my spells though. Someone's going to get the short end of the stick. Probably you. So I think you can just handle those. Yeah, you got enough attacks just to smash through them. Right, so we'll go ahead and put a stop to that. Except here. And hitting them in the flank. Perfect, doing exactly what we wanted. Our superior mobility here really paying off. Okay. So I'm just going to pass, force him to move. Yeah, that's completely inconsequential. So it's just a question. He might position himself in such a way that he can hit him. And hopefully he can't fit through there and goes back around that way. We'll see what he does. I'll just get you out of the way for now. Okay. Oh, no, but he managed to squeeze through and completely missed them, which is actually fine by me. Okay, I've got to make a decision with my spells. So would anything matter here? The extra power doesn't matter because we're already 6. We'll go to 7, which is 3 or more. Rerolls don't matter there. Here, an extra bit of power would matter because we're only 6 to 7 and their defense 5. So using either Primorphumi or Hex of Ruin would be valuable here because it decreases their save. And then here, yeah, same thing. Using the reroll to hit would be valuable here to get them to go away. So nothing to do here. So what am I more concerned with? These having a slightly better save or me missing all of my attacks? I'm going to help the giant because him not rerolling his attacks means you could very easily get a whole load of misses and just bounce off. It's the one bit of inconsistency you have to deal with giants. So while I'm here, I'm just going to take a shot. We've got some slings. Do no damage. Surprising. And then get out of dodge. So it's 3s, but we reroll. Okay, we do rather well off the cuff anyway, so we do 5 wounds, which is good. He hits me, not at all, and they break because they're terrible discipline. Can't roll a 1 on 2 dice no matter how hard you try. He stays in the field, which is rather annoying. 3s, rerolling, good, nice hits. He gets an extra save that he wouldn't have done. I don't think it's going to matter somehow. He gets no hits because of all of the reductions, very good. Also can't roll a 1, I'm afraid. And over here, yeah, the rerolls are pretty valuable. Eventually we'll get extra skill on this one as well to make it a bit more consistent. He only hit me once, which is fine. I take 1 wound, which is negligible. We can ignore that. Break as well. Okay, so we broke everything we were in combat with. Good start. Charges, I could send him straight into the side there. It would allow the Lord to hit me, which is a touch annoying. I'd probably just wait for him to turn and then get around his back. You could send them into the back there, you could send them in and just finish off the trolls. I'm not going to take any of these because I'm happy to see if they just keep running. They've got bad discipline, so odds on as they would if I give them the chance. Get you out of the way. You're going to turn around to come hit them. Let's just pass. They've got no shooting from with. They did largely what I thought they would. It's all just me at this point, so we'll just go. Okay, so eventually I'll outposition. I could hit them and kill them if I wanted. They're still running, so they'll go. I'm not going to let you touch him, obviously that'd be very foolish. Rock 'em, sock 'em. Yep, I can probably just do that 2 more times and just wipe the unit. They rally, which is annoying. They had low discipline. I was hoping they'd just go away, but no, they're still there. Tell you what, I'll just have I can eliminate them because I know they're not coming back, so I can just slaughter them now. They annoyingly come back as well. That's kind of irritating. So what I'll do is I'll come out here. The hope being, so I can't shoot anyone, which is going to be fine. But I hope I can distract him into chasing me around. Can't sling, can't spell, so I'll leave that. You deal with that, you'll deal with that. You can just throw more rocks at them. So I'll make sure their pesky units don't get back into the fight here. I want them dead and gone. And we'll leave that for now, because why not? Why charge when you can just hurl boulders at people? He's chasing you there, that's fine. I'm hoping you chase them. Wait. Doing the Rat Lord's work there. Conscripts. Secretly the MVP. Yep, and I thought we might be able to just kill him off with the next boulder. Good, they did exactly what I wanted. They're chasing the wrong unit. Go ahead and hit them. 1. This is going to take a while. Oh, they're going to slowly but surely pin me into the corner here if they're clever. Right, do I use spells on anything? Not relevant here. Actually, again, it is, but as we've seen, you can just do that much damage and kill them anyway, so... It's actually going to matter for both. Between the two of them, probably Hexavu and the Trolls, because they've got some annoying... so they regenerate. So the wounds I did to that second Troll, there was actually a lot more damage, but unless you kill a whole Troll, they'll just end up regenerating when it comes around to the next turn anyway. So they now rally, so I'll have to deal with them, but we've got plenty of force to deal with it. So yeah, so plenty of hits, and then 6s. Only 2 wounds. I might actually hold on here. Which means I've effectively done nothing, because they're just going to... Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's just going to heal to full wounds. You've achieved nothing there, Monstrosity. That's pretty bad rolling, I'm afraid. That's slightly irritating. I'm going to get bogged down in combat with a couple trolls now. Okay, charges, not particularly. Well, I could put them into the rear and break them. We'll keep chasing them around, we hope. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be any better than that, is it? You might as well take the rear charge when it's there. I'll kill you with a rock and start dealing with him. Cast rock. Dead. Very good. They can't turn and get to me in one turn, so we can just ignore them. I mean, yeah, I mapped that out perfectly in my head. I'm a genius. You come around here. Annoyingly, they did turn. I was kind of worried he'd do that. Okay, I'm going to have to do something about this now. Probably send him into the side. I'd rather lose a load of slings than take a bucket load of damage on my poor monstrosity. It's the real damage dealer, you're just... Okay, so spells again. What do you think? Either we can reduce their defense again, or I could give in... Yeah, actually I'm going to give this Primal Fury so it gets its rerolls back. And has the extra power it needs to... Well, the power's irrelevant, I'm afraid. So I could save Primal Fury for myself when I inevitably have to do this charge and try and win against Orcs, which is a bit of a push, so let's just do this instead. I guess Hexa Ruin would have been good there as well. Same difference, really. Some hits. Okay, you've still failed to kill one. Not going to do a lot of damage back, but I just need them to fail a break test. There we go. I got what I wanted. 3s, but re-rolling. All of them. And 6 guys die. Yep, they're going to run. Yeah, I'm not going to let you do all that damage, thank you. Everything else is fine as it is. Whee! You're going to start inching towards me. You come forward and turn around just in case they rally for some reason. He's going to use his extra power, which is annoying, but who cares? We'll use Primal Fury on ourselves now. Very angry slingers now. Ooh, we're going to get you. Who rallied? They rallied, so you are going to have to charge them in the back with something. Okay, let's crisscross it. Well, do I want to send conscripts into their back? Not really, they're kind of weak. I can't quite reach with a giant, I'm afraid. So I'll have you come over here and deal with them. They're still running good, they'll leave, so I can have you deal with this one instead. Makes sense to me. You're going to turn around and, you know, as good as you guys are, I'm afraid I'm going to have to assume you lose this. As angry as I've made you, you want to be a bit careful about positioning because they're going to turn and face. Just do that. Alright, let's see this mighty duel here. So I hit them twice because of Primal Fury. He does 1 wound to Drazgog, who hits me back twice and does 2 wounds. But I have 4 wounds because of Vitality, so we're okay. I hit on 4s, but re-rolling, and I save on relatively decent because of the power. Yes, we won! Get slingered! Absolutely bodied by slingers. I could send them into the back, but I'm going to hold off until the giant gets there. Yep, okay. Forward march. Can't quite get into the rear, I don't think, even at max speed. No, that's a side charge if I've ever seen one. You're trying and failing to catch me there, that's amusing. Just put a stop to that. They fail to rally, which is cool. I'll have you turn around then. I can't turn around, I'm literally stuck on this unit. That's kind of annoying. I have to do it like this, which is enough to cost me... Actually, if I just move forward a touch and then do it, Oh, I can reach them. Yeah, I wanted to put both Ratkin Monstrosities on this so I can break it in one turn. You just stand there, you're not going to achieve much, are you? Just going to watch as this giant wades in. You keep hitting them in the back, because no cause for you to give them time to recover. And the rear. This does allow them an opportunity to hit me, but they only get 3 attacks. I force them to reroll hits. I have better skill. Worst case scenario, if I take 1 wound, it's no damage, so I'd have to take 2 in order to actually take any meaningful hits. They do rally, which I kind of saw coming, to be honest. They're decent enough discipline, so let's just get up there and keep hitting them. 1 more, great, and then turn around for next turn when I have to run away. You, I don't know, just stand there. They're going to turn and face you in case they hold on somehow. So no ability to reroll here, but still good hits. Double 6 though, they hold on. They don't hit at all because of Putrid Stench. They hold, yep. Benefit of having a lot of ranks. This I'm less concerned about. Take no damage. Yeah, I think you've had it there, I'm afraid. In a rare event, our conscripts are actually going to see a bit of combat. So I'm going to put one into the back here, because the faster I kill them, the faster this game. Who's got more attacks? They're the same, but you have better skill, so that one. Interesting that our younger monstrosity here has actually got the better stat line. We wasted time with the mutation last time. So you get to there and shoot. Chip away. Just a war chief left now. Still a little bit black and blue from being punched in the eye by Riskit. Did well there, Riskit. I'll just have you come around and start menacing him. Yeah, I might take a bit of damage on the giant. Probably not when you consider that they have to reroll hits, and I've got only take damage on them. Okay, so I took 1, which is effectively 0. Worst case scenario, you take no damage. No, I lost a conscript, how dare you. They break. This is pretty easy. Oh yeah. Interesting, they're not actually broken yet, they're still holding on. Somehow they're holding on with 1 guy and him, and that's enough to justify not fleeing the battle at this point, so we'll just kill them out of spite. You want to hold on? By all means. Come over here and... This is an occasion where having some spells might have actually been useful because we're stuck having to deal with slingers, but there you go. We killed them all. Killed them all. If you want to skip a combat really fast, you can hold control space and... Oh, it's not going to let me. So I'll show you next part, but yeah, if you press control and space, it's even faster than the zoom. It just blitzes through the whole thing. Yeah, we lost a conscript. Tragic. I apologise. Our monsters are all nice and healthy. You're still fine to take gold. Conscripts are leveled. Ooh. I'm going to take, so this is pants and this will be okay. So let's see what the random mutation nets us. Necrotic infusion, the one I didn't want, where it makes us a better defense, but we slow down. Great, okay, so slightly worse at their only job of kiting. And then here, this is the one that's already got a natural size. Mutations aren't great. They tends to lower your defense and stats and that. I'm just going to take the extra wound. I really don't want the mutation, because it's a net loss. Gold, gold. Yeah, gold, you're perfectly healthy. Into Act 2. I think that's where we'll end this part. Trying a slightly longer one there. We'll cut the campaign into smaller sections. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, do like and subscribe. I appreciate it immensely. The channel's trucking along nicely with its growth. It means a lot to me. If you have any notes on the run itself, the format, whether this longer form or short form is preferable, or something you'd like to see in the actual game, do please let me know in the comment section. I'm more than happy to take all the feedback on board. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.